Back it at it again at Krispy Kreme. I am so behind on this game. I don't know what this even is. Card game stuff, which I really don't care about. Still haven't done all the world quests. Haven't done my commissions today. I ain't done jack. But all we're here for is the character quest. And the new event when that starts. So it's fun. And the hangouts, possibly. Depending on how long these take.
The weather is lovely and warm.
Lots of indies from the Direct. The PlayStation thing? Okay, so nothing I care about. Kept you waiting. Congrats to Metal Gear fans for eating good. I am happy for y'all. I saw a tweet from KZ saying, thank God I held off on any kind of marathon stream for this game so I don't have to stream less games from the PS3. Didn't realize how many games were still locked to that.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Lip flaps!
Are you lost?
Baby!
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's
Who?
going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad?
Square made a
Fully
Splatoon
grown
clone?
man managed to get
Outstanding.
lost in Liyue Harbor.
Of
Well,
course they're that creatively
My dad's
bankrupt.
always been kind of forgetful.
Oof.
In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
Paimon.
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse
I miss
and
Pom
worse.
Pom already.
I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Ride. So I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there? When we got to the city gate, I took a moment
You
to
mean
ask the
Chi-Chi's
mill
gay
guards
dad.
for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler? Changshan can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog. Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Oh, hey, it's Dusk's
Changshan,
wife.
Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no
Oh, it's
need
not
to
ink,
be
it's
upset.
foam.
Hello, child. You mentioned that you were
Can't
looking
be
for
mad.
the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
Nice
You
lip
have a
flap,
talking
Baizhu.
snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baizhu?
Uncle Baizhu.
Changshan, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can recall.
Yes, Dr. Baizhu.
Why does the NPC child have better lip flaps than the main character?
I see. And your family lives near
Ay, ay,
Chingsa
ay.
Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people,
A
especially
new
during
Assassin's
Lantern
Creed where you
Ride.
actually play as an
She always
assassin?
tells
That
me
sounds
to just stay
innovative.
at home and keep my dad company.
That sounds like something that franchise hasn't seen in a while from what I've heard.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baizhu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
Summons Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
Chi-Chi might be the biggest mood in the game. Clearly, that's why she decided to spook me on Baizhu's banner instead of Baizhu himself. She knows that she has been my mood lately.
His family. We have to find them.
I'm so fucking tired. Trying to take me the long way. Will 3.8 be the last patch before 4.0? Yes, yeah. Yeah, we've got one more total filler, no new characters whatsoever patch after this, I believe. And then 4.0 will be Fontaine.
We searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of them
HSR
either.
has leaked 10
We need to start looking
patches
further
in
afield.
advance? Good
But where are we gonna
God.
get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything
Yeah,
about
I'm
my
not
dad
delving
yet?
Ah,
too deeply into
hey there, buddy. Dr.
Star
Baizhu.
Rail leaks.
What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the
Because
search.
I don't yet know
Any
where
new developments to
I
update us
don't
on?
have as far as I can tell, and if there is, feel free to link me to it. There, as far as I can tell, there's no good Twitter account like Save Your Primos for Genshin, where they only post information on upcoming characters and no actual like story related stuff. I can't guarantee that anything like that exists for Star Rail yet, so I've not been looking too deeply into anything. I've seen a couple of things, like apparently drip marketing already existing for Star Rail, and them showing already who's probably going to be in patch 1.2, but that's about it.
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say.
Also, yeah,
we've
that is
searched
just
the
Kagi
surrounding
again.
area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up
Okay, it's
ahead
been
said
long
they
enough
hadn't
since
seen
Sino's
anyone
talked.
either, so
No
we
one
don't
will
believe
notice.
he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
Did I try to save your tickets? I wonder. I wonder if that's an account. Let's see. Save your tickets. Does not appear to be a thing.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find
Yeah, I
your
saw
dad,
Lara.
buddy.
I saw that it's played in Kafka.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Which is bad news for me. That's too many husbands back to back. What are you doing to me, game? You gotta give me time. You've gotta give me time, my guy. You can't put Blade back to back with Otto, who was already kind of back to back with Jingyuan. What are you doing to me? CBT Blade can solo entire Abyss floor is outstanding. The dude ratio is just higher than we expected. Maybe. I mean, it's even, it seems like. The holding pattern right now is girl, boy, girl, boy. Well, it depends on the order for the second patch, I guess, and the third, but like, like I can't really complain. It's technically even, but also, Star Rail is a lot stingier with its currency than Genshin is right now. So, being able to pull one character, even one character per patch.
Can you hear me?
is not realistic.
Look, there's somebody over there. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
Shut up, Paimon. Yeah, I was really confused at first when he mentioned, like, oh, yes, my real name is difficult to pronounce. And then I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, shit, fuck. Auto-apocalypse would be very hard to say with a Chinese accent. Yeah. I thought about it afterwards, and I'm like, oh, shit, wait a minute. Yeah, that would be tough for them, wouldn't it? Oh, God. Oh, God. It makes sense. I was thinking about it more, and something that makes a little that might almost make more sense. Besides, how hard do you think Void Archives is to say with a Chinese accent? I feel like that's just as hard, right? Right? Anyway, this guy's gonna kill himself.
Watch where you're going!
Did Hu Tao just save somebody from killing themselves? I don't even know who this character is anymore. It's good for business, you dumb.
Oh, dear customer. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten
never
the
mind.
inevitable. Are you all right?
Auto-apocalypse.
Huh? Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao!
Yeah, no, Void Archive came with him.
Who do we have here?
I'm pretty sure that's even Void Archive and not
It's
Auto
the
in the back of
Traveler in
his
Paimon,
gacha art.
My worst nightmare.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
The funeral parlor owner fears the doctor. You're trying to put me out of business!
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're...
No, my son's name is Caillou.
Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingsa Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that
I was gonna
jog
say,
your memory?
Director Who?
Oh,
Yeah.
my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor?
I thought it was Director Tao, usually.
Yes, I'm
They only do
Jia
one name.
Liang, and I need to see the
Been a while.
doctor. Wait. Why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hu Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Baizhu, excuse
Hold
me,
on a
Emanator of
second.
Harmony.
You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs?
Getting
Why do
Genshin
I get the
XPs in
sense that
Star
you
Rail is a very
spotted
low
them right
priority
away,
for me
but you're
personally.
planning to use it for your
I'd
own
rather see
ends.
some of the boys from Honkers finally make it, finally become playable.
Use what? What
We're
are
off
you
to a good,
talking
we're
about?
off to a good start with Otto and Welt,
Paimon's
but
lost.
There are traces
Look,
of
I'm
God
just
remains
saying
in Jia Liang's system.
that if Star Rail does not finally give me
Yes,
playable
but
Kalpus,
More importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences
I'm
will
just
be
saying.
unthinkable.
Paimon, sorry. What?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have
Or
methods
Gaben.
of keeping them at bay.
I take it,
It is the
Gaben.
sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this? Baizhu, just what are you planning this time?
Oop.
Merely to cure this man, nothing
Close
more.
my Chrome window, apparently.
But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I
thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Look at Kalpas's clothes, then look at the Trailblazers' clothes. No! Not good enough. Tee-hee, tee-hee. No wait, it gets better. When the patient woke up, his skeleton was missing, and the doctor was never heard from again. Anyway, that's how I lost my medical license.
Should I check here as well?
Shung, no! It's filthy in there. Is that what she's there
Oops.
for? Huh. Snakes. Blade has Zhongli's VA. Aww, thanks for spoiling it. Hi, Dusk.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by
You've
keeping
also
Jiao Liang
arrived.
here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake.
Friendly
and the
reminder that I like to
travelers,
guest
of course.
voice actors.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along.
I like to test my skills, see if I can tell who it is without being told first.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy
I've
at
gone
once.
to the Laofu. Blade didn't talk on the Laofu. At least not much. Or maybe he did. I don't know. I'm blanking out now. Maybe I already
Blockages
knew
within
that.
The cardiovascular
I can't remember
system,
now.
Reduced blood flow and energy circulation?
I know he didn't talk
I
much.
see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
In Dan Hung's dream,
Dr.
that's it.
Baizhu,
Okay.
how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baizhu's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way.
Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. I didn't remember.
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
Yeah, congrats, Dusk. I'm very
so it's
happy
been a
for
long
Metal
time
Gear fan.
indeed.
Now put the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy on PS4/5, please.
No. I have a treatment
I
plan
want to
in mind.
replay them
We
so I can
start
decide how much
tonight.
I actually like
Come
and
and
or
see
hate
me
them.
again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Oh yeah, no.
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu.
Yeah, if
Thank
he
you
did talk,
so
I
much.
almost certainly did recognize
If
him.
you
I just can't
still
remember.
have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if
All
you
the cool
step
stuff that
outside
happened
this
in
room.
Space China got
A doctor
immediately
must be
buried by
able
the
to
NPC
focus
bullshit.
when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications. Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something.
You hope
But
Kalpas's
I will
XP
be
is our
back in an
uncle or of
instant
the
at
same
the first
species.
sign
That'd be
that
neat.
something's amiss.
Square Enix ports them, but they're $70 each. That's fine. I'll just buy the first one. I'm not paying money for Lightning Returns. I took it back to GameStop the first time I paid money for it. If it came with the trilogy, that'd be one thing, but I am never paying money for Lightning Returns again. Fuck that game. You can't unhear Haru in the snake. I'm so sorry, Dusk.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Chung Chung.
You think I hate
Bye for
Xenoblade
now,
3?
everyone.
You think I hate Xenoblade 2? You think I hate
Are
No
you
More
ready,
Heroes 3? You
Baizhu?
think I hate any of that?
Ready as
Y'all
I'll
did-
ever be. I'm used to it by
Y'all
now.
didn't get to see me play Final Fantasy
Come
13
on, let's
3.
get started.
What a goddamn mess. Even Danganronpa 3. Oh.
All's well that ends well,
No,
huh?
no. Okay, not that much.
You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
Danganronpa V3 exists in its own bad vacuum where I can just ignore it and it doesn't really affect the past two games retroactively. Final Fantasy 13-3 actively ruins what little I liked from the first two games. Or wait, no, that would be a reason to hate it more. I don't know. Whatever. I didn't like Final Fantasy 13 that much in the first place.
Yeah, you must be curious too, right?
There's less to be ruined.
Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 13 was way before I started doing this crap. Or 13.3, whatever. Either way.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
Your strange new alliteration habit. Why are you talking like that?
Actually, don't tell me. Let me
Actually.
guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Tried to rap again. They remake FF10 but made by Nomura, and he does the same shit he did 7. I literally had a nightmare about that a while back. I think I talked about it on stream. I literally had a nightmare where like they remade Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 7 style, and like they made it all male party members only. It was fucking bad. I don't remember being like scared by it, but like I'm calling it a nightmare anyway, cause like why? Why was that in my brain?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah,
So,
Yuna died. Yuna died.
Just a little curious about
Like, halfway
Baizhu's
through.
master.
Yes,
What was he like?
that did happen.
Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system? Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
Was the 10 remake? Not to my knowledge. I know they've been talking about making Final Fantasy X-3 for like a decade. Like that's been in the rumor mill like since that Final Fantasy X-3 has been in the rumor mill since 10-2 came out. I don't believe there's ever been anything concrete behind it.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death.
Where the fuck do you go after 2? Let's find out! Let's just take a quick peek at the Final Fantasy X-3 equivalent novel that the writer wrote that takes place after 10-2. Oh wait, let's not, because that thing's fucking terrible. Final Fantasy X does not need a sequel. It absolutely does not. The only expansion of Final Fantasy X I would accept, it would be a prequel game about Braska, Jekt, and Auron's original pilgrimage.
These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore.
I don't know why it
but
took me so long to think of
all the
Auron's name.
relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify
That's the hubby.
gods' remains
It's like
when we
the
see
OG
them.
hubby.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them? Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baizhu's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Wow, fancy that! Huh. So...
That's the kind of thing you had as a
if he was
DLC
from
campaign. I
Wangsheng
mean, these
Funeral
days,
Parlor,
yes.
How did he end up as Baizhu's master?
Back in the PS2 era when people first talked
According
about
to
that
my
being a thing.
grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling
On the
together when
PS2,
they
it
were
could have been its
young.
own game.
They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge
Gasp.
argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Nomura screwing over FF9 would be, oof.
Doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine.
I don't think he'd ever touch FF9.
Why did it drive a wedge between them
Just
for the
considering
rest of
he
their
had nothing to
lives?
do with the original
That
version of it.
seems a bit extreme.
And didn't even
If
want to
he
use
had just become a
King
regular
Nomura.
doctor,
Nomura is so
there
detached from
would've
Final
been no
Fantasy
issue.
IX. He
After
didn't
all,
even want to
the
use any
Wangsheng
characters
Funeral
from it
Parlor
in
wasn't unlike a regular doctor's
in,
clinic
Kingdom
in the early
Hearts.
days.
They
But
had to
according
make
to
him
my
use
grandpa,
Vivi
the
in
pharmacist they
2.
met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that,
The kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Sus.
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind.
Look how
We'll just have to
stupid
ask
they look
Baizhu
when they
himself
just
about
turn
all of this
around like that. It's the My Hero author's favorite manga. That's Eric's favorite game. That's neat. Did they always look that bad? I guess so. How am I just now noticing that?
Oh, while you're here, have either of you seen Chi-Chi around?
Stop!
It's not every day I get to infiltrate Baiju's lair, but alas, I didn't catch a single glimpse of her anywhere. Aha! What if Baizhu knew I'd be on the lookout for her and hid her away in advance?
Deja vu. Like, I get it, because, like, a part of me does feel bad for Chi-Chi. And, like, think maybe it could potentially be for the best if we found some way to, like, you know, retire her. Rather than continually forgetting everything about her life constantly, you know? But, she's a little too chipper about it. That's not a topic to be discussed with a smile on your face. You learn the ways of how nutty Vigil is. He's a lot of fun. I haven't gotten to mess with him too much because I've been playing so much of the Bimbleboard mode. And, have been using him in that.
Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
Since it's dependent on RNG, which operators I can actually recruit! But, outside of that, I've used him a little bit. He's really fun. Great design.
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, Ayu, I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying
Yes, I
wish.
remember now. Wait a
If
minute, you're not
anything,
my kid.
I should be apologizing to you for not making the
Captain
time to
Scrooge
visit
this
in all
reminds you of
these
Sylvie.
years.
For how she sees
Not at all,
topics of
Dr.
ethics,
Baizhu.
safety, and good insurance
only because
policies.
Jiang
Yeah,
Li-
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see the
What was her
similarities
reason
there,
again?
definitely.
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Thank you,
Director
Haru. I
Hu,
will do that.
Do you have any further reservations about Jialiang's
I will take a nice,
condition?
calm couple of days to play
seems
this
like
game,
The
watch
evil
Kung Fu
presence
Panda,
is gone after
and then
all.
probably die
You
over the weekend
really
once the
did
death
manage
stream
to
starts.
suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jialiang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baizhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
The cops are outside my house, Hu Tao. They're coming for you. You okay there, dude? You okay there, sussy snake man?
Yeah, I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Go yourself! You're a
Yes,
snake!
of course. Everyone, please excuse Changsheng and myself for a moment.
Lapland's accent is so fucking good. It's so dumb, but it suits her. It's real good.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover
Yeah, I
it
hear the
up
Haru
just by
too. It's
putting
weird.
on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now.
It also considering Lapland is just furry female Majima, it's really funny to me in retrospect that those couple of times Ian played Yakuza 0 with me, he gave Majima the Mario voice. All these squares make a circle.
But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
Eh. It's me, Chris Pratt.
Why did you
voiced
follow
by
us
Chris
here?
Pratt. God, I can hear it. It's cursed.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Yeah, that's why there's some. Yeah. Once you play the event, you realize why there's so much fan art
Say about putting on
of
a brave
Texas
face?
as Kiryu and Lappy as Majima.
Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue
Bruh.
the poison in his system.
You can do that? That sounds highly illegal and dangerous.
Baizhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient.
I just had one of those stroke moments where I had like 50 spots in rapid succession and just kind of like went down like a Wikipedia rabbit hole in my brain. Because I heard contract, looked at the snake, realized that it looks like what Kyubey would look like if he were a snake instead of a bunny cat thing, and then remembered that Shantae was also the voice of, the barber. We'll call her the barber for simplicity. In the Monica movie. That's how my brain works, people.
The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects
She becomes what
for
she
a limited
hates.
time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baizhu's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text.
You haven't fully watched Monica, Neo.
Guess you shouldn't judge
I'm
a
not
snake
saying
by
you
its
should fix
skin.
that right now,
Please,
but I would strongly
that's
recommend
enough.
it. Monica is a very, very good show. The movie has some problems, to be sure, but I do believe it is also worth watching and forming your own opinion on. You sure you're okay, dude?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
I miss Pom Pom.
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
I'm not afraid of Caitlyn Jenner.
Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you, but there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it. Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told
Would
me
it be
that his
something in the
family
house,
lives
though?
in a secluded spot to the
If
west
the rest of his
Qingce
family is also
village.
living there?
Let's head there together once
You would
I've
think it
asked
would have hit
Gui
them,
and
too.
Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple, Jiangli.
It's been a while since I've been out this way. Holy shit. I don't think I come to Liyue for anything in general anymore these days. Yeah, that's right. I was planning to finally, where the hell is she? Yeah, I come to Liyue so little that I was going to finally ascend my Chi-Chi to the last step.
1, 2,
But I'm not climbing mountains.
3, 4.
I need to remember to buy the crops. I think you can buy them from a couple of places, but I keep forgetting to do that because I've been playing this game for like 10 minutes every day lately. I spend my resident, I get out.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh.
Can you also
So
grow
well
them?
hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor
I
have
haven't messed with the garden in a
And
while.
I've
Can you
hosted
grow that
clinics
now? I
at
don't think you
Qingce
could back
Village
when I
many
first
times
used
in the
it.
past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiangli? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that.
You
It
can grow them
almost
the seed
seemed
pot. The
as if
seeds are
she'd
bought from
gone
Tubby.
into
Okay,
hiding.
noted.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
you're so selfless, Baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon.
It's
Sometimes
probably
even
fine.
the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Yanfei and Fontaine. I
Let's
feel
leave
like
the
it
idle
has to
chatter
happen,
there
right?
for
Like
now.
for an event, like probably for an event or something down the
Jiang
line,
Li
not
has
the main
lived in
plot.
this house for many years.
But that feels
there
so
must be
obvious. I
something
feel like
here
it'll
that
be
can
a
shed
thing
a
at
little
some
light
point.
on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds
It
anything,
can't not be,
we'll examine
surely.
it together.
Besides him. Hearing Paimon's name remind you of something. Granted, it's probably a well-known thing, but it's new to you. What'd you learn? Is it the demon thing? That, yeah. Yeah, further evidence that Paimon is secretly probably secretly the unknown god from the beginning of the game in disguise, or some nonsense, because having demon names is an Archon thing.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick! What is this?
Chung Shung and I found a hidden
She literally can't be
compartment.
because she was affected by the
This
tree.
is
That
what
is
was
true. I
hidden
do keep
inside.
forgetting about that. Well, then again, no, because well, that doesn't mean anything though, because even Nahida was affected by the tree. Like the tree can affect gods. The only people the tree can't affect are people who are not from this world originally. And I think they mentioned that there are like 4 people like that in this world, and that our brother is apparently not one of them, which is fucked up.
Huh. You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains.
Oh, you know.
Is it? Breathing?
God poison.
Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No.
Run-of-the-mill
Your
stuff,
eyes
really.
do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
But is it legally old enough to drink?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the origins
Wasn't
and
it that
symptoms of diseases.
we were the first and he was the
This
fourth? I
ancient
can't
class
remember.
of poisons consists of mother
I can't
and minor
remember like
loads,
one
capable
the,
of sustaining
I
a
can't
connection
remember one
over
how many
vast
there are,
distances. If
and
it's a
like what the
concoction of
exact
this
weird
kind
thing
we're
was, but
dealing
there
with,
was something
then
fucked up
both
like
the
that.
poison in Jialiang's system and this
Where
one
like there
here
was
are
a number of
likely minor
people and our
loads,
brother was actually not
offshoots,
one of them.
essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned
like Piccolo with their
individual's behavior
reincarnation,
and even
but
cognition.
also another person, but also
Similarly,
someone else.
the poisoned individual will hear, to a
Sure.
varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself? Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs.
Paimon's openly helping Celestia by monitoring us. That's what I'm
So
thinking.
you're saying
Something to that effect, yeah.
it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiangli does not strike me as the
Why
kind
would a
of
spouse
person
wanna
who
murder
would
their
do such a
spouse?
thing.
Look at the facts, though.
That's crazy.
How
That
many
never
people in
happens.
the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery. Yes. According to the origins and
Never looked at
symptoms of
Facebook.
diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison
Never
will
watched
leave
an episode
Jia
of the
Liang's
first
system
48.
without the need for any
Any
further
true crime
treatment.
shows.
Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Baizhu, I don't even remember what Qingse Village is.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this?
I
Changsheng's
appreciate her
memories and
hissing.
powers are not what
I
they
was
were
gonna
in her
comment
prime.
on that.
These days,
It's cute.
she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? After a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon.
Hey! Plenty of
Paimon.
people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
You know, if they just let Karina talk a little closer to their natural register for Paimon, like they did in the very start of the game, before they redubbed to make sure that Paimon was the most shrill anything ever, it'd be at least a little better. It still wouldn't fix, like, the baby talk and her feeling like she's talking down to the audience and talking for you, but be a little less grating.
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the
1.0
host's
Paimon
temperament.
is sorely missed.
None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face? Ugh! Paimon's mad!
I
You're
miss old
getting
Barbara,
ugly
too. I was
nicknames,
gonna
both of
comment on
you.
that, yeah.
Baizhu, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng,
Oh!
you're just a pain in the neck!
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
Yeah, I still have no
Look
idea
how
why they changed
antisocial
Barbara's.
they are. If it were up to them,
That was a
they'd
very
go their
strange
whole
thing.
lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Actually, I do have someone.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Hmm? Shao! I know you're watching me. You are the most for you character in the game.
You called?
Ah! Ugh, gets Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've
He's
had
our
the pleasure
genie.
before. The lantern rite when we met briefly.
genie or a
I was
stalker?
unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Let me explain.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Chinxa village. A vile monster known as the Ch once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Chinxa village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Ch is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
It says they changed it for being too energetic, and because Xinyan was the energetic one, Xinyan has a southern accent! Despite having the same voice actress, I don't think anybody was gonna mix up Barbara and Xinyan. They were very distinct. And again, like, the soft-spoken thing, like, that suits Barbara sometimes, but, like, for her battle poses, where she's doing the Oshiokyo, Aiduru, when she's doing that stuff, the energy suited her. Hoyo, you're dumb.
I do not like
You're
to intervene
silly.
against mortals
silly,
unless
silly gooses.
absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
You got it, honey. Thank you.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different
See you
from
next
the way I
lantern,
remember
right?
them.
Yeah.
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info
He'll
to
be
go
back.
off of.
He always
If the god
comes
remains
back.
are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Gui? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine 1 minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Ruh-roh.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Exit while sealing Kevin in the Sea of Quanta using his body. All these squares make a circle. Shout out to this quest actually focusing on the main characters. Crazy. Like, yes, we're helping NPCs, but whatever. At least they're not around for the majority of it.
But I don't want to.
We got Chi-Chi, Hu Tao, and Xiao in this.
Dad, what's wrong?
Hog.
Dad?
What's wrong, little buddy? You got
Don't
the tummy
be
ache?
scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back. My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
He ate the Tide Pods. Oh, God!
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baizhu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jialiang?
Oh, please don't worry.
Aw.
Dr. Baizhu will find a way.
But...
I was gonna say, look at Chi-Chi actually doing good at comforting people. Or trying to, anyway. What a good baby.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiang Li once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baizhu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
He may have given up too much people juice. Use your people juice responsibly, kids. Is he a snake man? I don't believe he is. I don't believe he's a reptilian.
You're
Kokomi is a
finally
reptilian.
awake? That was far too risky.
And a pyromaniac.
Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baizhu's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
Momoy confirmed
All
to
right.
be Team Scarlet, apparently. Team Tire Goiter.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again? Ah! Baizhu! Changsheng!
You okay there, buddy?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment, and as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed,
Yeah, it's
and the
just slightly
poison
counterintuitive.
accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiang Li has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiang Li has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
Oh, that shocker.
I never suspected that even Jiang Li
I didn't
would
know
turn
who
to
the
the
second
same
character
path
was.
as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice
Here's
one's own
hoping.
life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible, whatever the cost may be.
You can't change your fate.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiang Li is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
Damn you, lack of peripheral vision! Insert Metal Gear sound effect here.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baizhu, please let me come with you.
I miss
You've
my
already
wife
done so
Tails.
much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiang Li's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
I'm gonna morb!
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
Trying to find a Pichu and found a Pikachu
I
first.
never
Why must
expected
it
to
hurt
live
you
this
like
long
this?
in the first place.
Because
My
Arceus
death is
Legends
already
is not a
long
very good
overdue.
game.
So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Who tells us? Thank God nobody has peripheral vision. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought
Dr. Baizhu,
I thought it was gonna be Hu Tao
are
speaking of
you
Chi-Chi. I'm like,
heading out
excuse me.
again?
Yes.
Don't go there, game.
This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra
Where does
measure of
Scarlet and Violet's
mistgrass
first
pollen
DLC come? I'm
and
not
one
sure.
dose each of the ingredients from the
I
third
personally enjoy it and
and
leave it at
fifth
that. This
compartments
is
of
Genshin
my
straight off the
medicine
Arceus
cabinet.
Legends Debate podcast.
I
Very
hope
true.
it works.
Dr. Baizhu?
All I will say that is that that's a game that seemed to
you
very
mean-
quickly fall off in
Hop
terms
to it
of
now.
people
And remember
popularity
to be
slash people
careful with the
sticking with it.
cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself
Same thing with
again.
Fire Emblem Engage. I actually saw that.
Okay.
I can't wait to actually be able to watch it. Hopefully after this weekend, if we could actually successfully death stream the rest of Engage. Feargast, I saw that he made like a 30-minute video essay on the seeming fall off of people like actually playing Engage slash just it's staying in the popular consciousness or whatever.
Show me your prescription.
I'll be interested to watch it, but I could probably kind of already infer why. I probably could have told you that was gonna happen, but hey. Anything happen? What so? In what regard? Oh, did you miss anything? No, sorry, Ninja. Yeah, we're taking the husband to try to find the wife. Yeah, my bad.
Strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Mother Lode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way.
Haven't killed anyone, so that's a good start. Oh, always.
Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way.
Most of Engage is forgettable. I feel like that's gonna be the long and short of it.
This place feels familiar. I think I've been here
Just at the end of the
before.
day, that game doesn't have any staying power because the story and characters are so basic. And there's
an
no multiple
inauspicious
routes.
presence here.
Was
Even I
gosh,
can sense it.
JC.
I think I remember this place.
Yeah, we got a little bit of new I'm a little behind right now. This quest actually came out last patch,
Are you okay?
but I avoided it because I was
Maybe you should
butthurt over
rest
my
here
bad
while we
luck
continue
with the
the
gacha.
search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me.
NPC theater hasn't been too bad today.
Then let's hurry.
We are helping some NPCs, but they haven't they've not been with us the entire time, and we've had actual named characters with us, so. Oh, it's a domain. Do I want to show off? We can try. Not with her though. She's not fully built. She's not fully built, and if I put her in, I won't have enough water. You need water?
Take heart.
You bring the
Victory will be
Pyromaniac.
ours.
Lack of complexity compared to a lack of quality, which is more a matter of
This
personal.
place gives Paimon the creeps.
You think objectively it's inoffensive
Who
at
knows
worst?
what we're gonna
Yeah, we
find
can
up
disagree on
ahead?
that one in some areas.
The
but
digging
yeah.
marks here appear amateur.
That's not part of doing.
and
She's alright.
rather old.
I haven't gotten a chance to mess with her much,
I
and she's not fully
suspect it is
built.
a
Like, not even
thieves' tunnel.
close.
A thieves' tunnel?
But I'm working on her. Her kit seems interesting.
Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without
Still
even
waiting
stopping
on
to pack up
Varka,
their
you
tools?
and me both.
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to,
Your wife's dead, isn't she?
curses. Why can't I remember
Ice
what she
cream
said?
headache.
Easy,
Yeah.
Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Yeah, also one-time domains, so yeah. Let's be careful about looking out for chests that we'll never ever be able to get again.
Hold the line.
A bitter purpose.
This dance is for you.
Yeah, the husband is dying. That's a
There's
fair
a
point.
sensor here.
Yeah, other FP
Those
games get
treasure
seem to be
hoarders sure
following for
made
different reasons.
themselves at home.
Rather being the first, having a mechanic, having a recognizable party, engages the ring mechanic, which isn't bad, but just like replacing stuff that was there before. Yeah, no. Like the ring system is fun, but very, very ill-defined and frustrating with some of the minor mechanical issues with it, without being able to like what's it called? The fact that there's no like
I
ring
believe
transfer,
this sensor was
like
used
you have to
burn
manually
a
re-equip stuff
monster-repelling
constantly if you're using
incense.
multiple party members or whatever.
Monster repelling incense? You sure? Because we did
A lot
run
of
into
frustrating
that group of
minutia.
monsters just now.
About that
The
system.
incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave.
And then just the game's
no doubt,
quite
an
frankly,
encounter with
bad
the very
writing.
same entity was what prompted the
And, like, a
treasure
couple of good
hoarders to
characters,
flee
but, like,
and
nothing
abandon their
groundbreaking.
designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover
there
this
is
place
no
and
character
what
like
lies inside.
Edelgard from
But to her, it
from
presented
houses
an opportunity to save Jia Liang's
that will
life,
continue to
albeit
cause
as a last
shitstorms
resort.
on Twitter for the next
That's
decade
right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li.
between people
Yes,
who love her or
this
hate
was
her.
the place.
There's no
This is
conversations
where
to be had about
I
it.
told Jiang Li to give me the poison. I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can
Tripod
feel
really
it.
doing a number on him.
She is right below us, waiting for me.
In the ground! Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, Dusk, same. Like, not even being mean. Like, it is just a fact that that game's writing is mediocre at best and outright bad at worst. And it just does not leave room for interesting conversations. Or staying power.
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
To kill yourselves! Hey, Godzilla. I'm doing.
Aha! We can keep going now?
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
How dumb does Kaveh look doing it? Has Baizhu explained what he did with Chi-Chi? I don't think it was him who did that to her. For the record, Chi-Chi's backstory is that she was killed as a child and then somehow came back as a zombie. I don't think it was Baizhu who turned her into a zombie. That's kind of fucked up, but I think he just takes care of her. And forgive me if I'm mistaken on that. It's been a while since I've looked into lore stuff to that degree.
Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Didn't want to push it this way, but sure. It gets a pretty interesting moment when you choose her side. She's ooh, anime waifu tits. Oh yeah, exactly. No, I've always said that's the biggest problem with her. But yeah, no, like even like not even talking about like what you feel about Edelgard. If you love her, whatever, I'm happy for you. You're wrong, but congrats. But no, but I just mean like love her or hate her. Like she effectively single-handedly kept that game in the popular conversation because of how strongly people felt about her one way or the other. Like 3 houses and 3 houses adjacent stuff was trending on Twitter for like well over a year, and even off and on after that because of like Fire Emblem Heroes and stuff. Because of characters like her.
Come at me! Breaking new ground!
I barely saw any people talking about Engage. Like even at its initial, even when it first released.
Scanning.
Billowing surge! Allow me! Rest and rebuild!
Just was not being talked about. You like Arakia, but you remember it being for the challenge. You have issues with 3 in his remake. There's some interesting things with the previous cast. Have some issues with Fates, but interesting. The choices aside. Again, even Fates, as rough as Fates can get, like, Fates is at least interesting to talk about. Because it's got the route splits, and because it's got some characters who are so insipid, like Takumi, that there will be discourse over them, like, until the end of time. Like, even if people don't like Fates, they keep talking about it. Engage, not so much. It seems very much like it's one of those games you play once, you either love it or you hate it, and then you just never think about it again. Yeah, no such thing as bad publicity. Exactly. Like, that mentality can be annoying, especially when it comes to stuff like the comic book franchise, the comic book industry right now. But, like, it is true. But hey. Maybe I'll have more thoughts on it next time. We will be playing it for ourselves again this Saturday. Friendly reminder. Shill, shill, shill. Money, money, money. Who do you trust? I will be playing, I will finally start playing Engage again this Saturday. It will be a quote-unquote death stream / subathon type of deal, where I will keep playing so long as people donate and or sub money for me to continue playing. If it goes on too long, I do reserve the right to just leave the stream on the intermission screen and take a nap. But I will chug on as long as I possibly can. I want to chug on as long as I possibly can. In hopes of finally getting that game done once and for all. It's Fates. Its story is just Fates again. That's not, and again, I've said it every time, I like Fates. Despite all its problems, I do like Fates. But, it is SSDD. I did not need another game like Fates with storytelling as basic as Fates. I like a little more meat and potatoes to my media. There we go. Not sure how the hell I fucked that up, but whatever. What chapter? I don't even remember what chapter I'm on, full disclosure. I know I know it seemed like I was pretty close to the end. And I know that the only paralogue I had left was Mars. We have to get his ring back. So we should be pretty close to the end. It should be feasible to get it done over the weekend. But we'll see. Depends on people's generosity and how much coffee I ingest. Baizhu, you need to stop worrying about other people's selves and look after yourself. I'm worried about you, my dude. You start coughing and wheezing over the most minor of actions. Poor guy. Snack strategy? I have a snack strategy. Like I said, I'm gonna let my grandma know what I'm up to. So she will have a...
Jiangli!
She'll have carte blanche to interrupt me if anything comes up.
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
So long as she's not exhausted from work, I'll probably ask her to make me something at some point. Even if it's just like grilled cheese or something.
Mind the side effects.
Also, the wife is still alive, apparently. I'm actually shocked.
Dr. Baizhu!
Gotta donate for the new Kodaka game. Oh.
Is she...
I can still feel a
people want
pulse,
me to
but
play
her
that?
condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her
What was the
cognition.
consensus on Shadows of Valencia?
Much as the poison in your system did to you.
As far as I recall,
if we don't eliminate it soon,
it
then even if we
improves
save
on
her
the
life,
story and
I
characters
fear
in every
that she may
conceivable way
never
and is
wake
very
up
good.
again.
But suffers from bad map design. Or boring map design.
Right away.
I personally did not
It's
mind
as
it.
simple as that.
I don't
Don't
remember
you
having any
remember what
particular issue with
Baizhu
any of the
said?
maps on that in
The
that
poison
game.
within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains
But
here.
for people who have played more
If the
games than me,
source
that
is
was apparently an
purged,
issue for
the
them.
poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
RIP!
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait. But...
The inferencing's on point. Yo, Shantae voicing Mobius. Oh, that'd be so good.
We can't just give up on him! Baizhu, you're a great doctor. Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct a
Steak
medicine for you.
waifu!
Right
Please!
up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baizhu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
That's just your hope. Fair enough. I don't think I agree, but fair enough. Nothing wrong with being an optimist. Dude, you cough everywhere you go enough as it is. You can't keep giving up your life force for NPCs.
But But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baizhu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of God remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then even if I die...
Jialiang.
You already simp for Mobius giving her shot they would break
After
you.
cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baizhu, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment. That's all.
Is Genshin actually going to Genshin Would Never? Granted, just with some NPCs we barely knew, but hey.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang. Baizhu, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all the conventional methods
Genshin
known
already
to
had
humankind.
Teppei, who?
As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise
don't know
besides
that
Changsheng's
man.
secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiang Li would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiang Li. What's the point of it all?
I do feel more sorry for this guy than Teppei, yeah. This guy at least has a wife and kid. Ooh. That's what he wants, man.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I
What
think
do I
of
think
those
of
who
chest
would
hair?
willingly sacrifice
Not a fan,
themselves for
personally,
others,
but hey.
I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least
It
deserving
can work
of death.
as a choice.
When
Especially
all
on
this
Barath.
began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
This house is clean. It's okay, it's just really bad ice cream headache.
Cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
Yeah, that's no way to live, ma'am.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Yeah, but you'll forget he's even your kid on most days.
Mom,
This house
something's
is
really
clean, but
wrong
those
with Dad.
sheets!
Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Oh god, he can't even hear? Oh, that's some my Hime shit. I was making a Poltergeist reference, not an American Dad reference, but hey.
Jialiang. 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 Jialiang.
Dad, are you awake?
Are we copping out?
Jiangli,
Are we copping
Anya?
out?
didn't I... Huh?
Or is this some
What
occurrence
are
at Owl Creek Bridge
these?
shit?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Did you turn him into a zombie? Was I wrong? Are you the one who made Chi-Chi a zombie, and did you just turn him into a zombie? Bruh.
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you
Hold
describe it
up.
to me in detail?
Explain.
Dr. Baizhu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand
Bruh!
now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's
Bruh.
right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death.
Well, congrats, sir. You get to stay with your family and watch your kid grow up after all. And then you get to watch him die and outlive him. And then you get to be like Chi-Chi and live at the pharmacy with him. Or his gay grandkid who... Ooh.
Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely.
Okay. Okay. So it's like the ending of Star Trek Picard Season 1. Okay. Alright. That's a different kind of cop-out, but okay. God.
Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out.
Bruh.
But, however long you have left,
Oh,
I believe it should
that-
be
oh,
more
yeah.
than sufficient time for you to say
Oh,
your
no, it was
final
awful when they
goodbyes
did that in
before
Picard.
departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Who finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
You're trying to put me out of a job! Of course I'm not satisfied! No, spoilers for the fine piece of cinema, media, that is Star Trek Picard, especially Season 1. Season 1 of Picard ends with, Picard dying, but they bring him back in a robot body. But it's a really old robot body that will still age, and will only keep him alive for, like, whatever few years he would have had left naturally anyway. So it's fucking dumb and pointless. And I don't think they ever mention it again after the first season. Because they realized how fucking dumb it was. Yeah, he's like that, but as a zombie instead of a robot.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's literally that one joke from Futurama where Bender is defective, pretty much.
It's a work in progress that hardly
Hey,
lives
Best,
up
if
to its
Nori
name.
say hey.
And it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will.
It's powered by love.
In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the
Patrick Stewart
perpetual
thinking,
cycle
God
of yin
damn
and
it,
yang.
just let me die. Probably.
All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them.
Let's see the Nagazora kids.
And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Hey-o!
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
I knew someone else was listening in.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Even for you, sir, I think that's a bit much, Baizhu.
Clearly you don't know the basics of it, Chi-Chi. There's nothing wrong with playing God if you do it right.
That's not what Full Metal Alchemist taught me!
I was gonna say, I don't know. That makes me second guess myself. I don't know if Baiju's the one who made Chi-Chi a zombie or not, actually. I don't think he did. But again, it's been a while since I've read their lore, or her lore specifically, because he only just got in the game. But, you know what I mean?
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jia Liang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him. You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baizhu, and cure Dad for good! Oh, is that right?
Hello,
Well,
Fusion, what'd you
wouldn't be
miss?
the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng funeral parlor out of business.
Oh boy.
If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you.
Baizhu has a zombie elixir. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's also what turned Chi-Chi or not. I don't think it is. But Baizhu has been working on a zombie elixir on his spare time, and to try to save that. This guy tried to sacrifice, just let himself die so that his wife could recover. But he used a zombie potion on him, and he's not sure how long it'll work or last, but he can't wait to find out. Great test subject. Yeah, the guy did die. My mistake.
I'll catch you all another time.
He got better.
Is she finally gone?
Oh. Oh, baby.
Well, if you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Paimon, you have no sense of mood whatsoever.
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
It's a hard one.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baizhu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baizhu, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
He just dies within the hour. He could. The guy said he wasn't sure.
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
First rule. You can never bathe again. It might make you decompose faster. Rule number 2.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly.
Bruh.
Second, don't forget to...
Oh,
yes?
cute. Those got
Go on.
released. I already
Don't
have the
forget
May.
to,
I forgot.
I'd love to own all the boys too, but money. Imagine if he rots, his arms just start falling off randomly, like Venti. And he can't grow them back because he's not a god. Ugh. Miserable. Move faster, Pokey! When did Venti lose his arm? Anytime he drinks too much. He bites his own arm off. Because he's freaky like that. He'll get better. It's the brain holes. They do weird shit to your brain, man. They make you think that that's a good idea. To just eat your own arms all day.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
Same way, reader.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life.
That is something
I
the
hope you're
best
not too
joked
upset
about
at me
once,
for
and I've turned it into an
copying
entire
your
running
methods.
thesis on Venti's
No,
character.
not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not
Basically the
just
funniest
that,
man ever, sure.
you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me.
You're gonna note this info.
Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Told you the
A
truth
very,
would surface sooner
a
or
very
later.
dramatic ass.
Life force isn't the only
Ruined
thing
by
that
bad lip
Changsheng's
sync.
contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this.
You're really
The
not.
reason I left our master
No offense,
and went
but you're
into
really not.
hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old. And I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another. And then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, haven't given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate
Stand
is
by your
sealed
strong
the
and very
moment we
abrasive
decide to
opinions,
study
you and me
medicine.
both.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Never
Yes,
see your
darling.
face. You'll say that
Mom
to
will be
Xiao.
there in just a second.
Xiao's fine. He
Slow
helped us
down.
earlier.
Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore,
Here,
Chi-Chi,
Otto and
Guay,
Lucha,
and
nothing
all
like.
the friends who have grown fond of you,
Yes, death is
they
bullshit.
will all miss you dearly.
Talk your
There's
truth,
no need
girl.
to worry, Jiangli. I
Stay
know what I'm
strong,
doing.
soul sister.
I can only hope so.
Baizhu, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
It's almost like taking other people's diseases into your body constantly is a bad thing. That's probably going to shorten your lifespan long term.
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baizhu and Jiang Li's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Just make a contract with me and become a magical pharmacist.
And let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is, until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
again. No matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojin. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
Slightly ominous.
The contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of
That
humanity
last frame
and the
is going to be
pain
the
of
thumbnail.
losing their nearest
You
and
bet your
dearest,
sweet Pippi.
they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baizhu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Cheng Sheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed.
Second deathbed character we've had,
Either Jia Liang
sure.
feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost
brother broke
respect
your
for
bed
my
frame,
predecessors,
Jesus.
who sacrificed their lives for their principles.
Outstanding.
But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
I got
What
that.
makes a poison, poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different
He
from the
weighs
way
a lot
our
and was pretty
ancestors
rusty. Oof.
tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Cheng Sheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
You gotta become immortal too?
Precisely. I will be Cheng Sheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baizhu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baizhu,
Thank
Traveler,
God.
What are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Cheng Sheng and Paimon.
Aww.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
How about they wait forever? Oh, Paimon. Ah! I miss Pom Pom.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
Never, ever envy
True.
Paimon.
And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Yep. Chicken wings, man. Only thing keeping me going. Ugh. Alrighty, is that all of it? Yeah, like it. Yeah. That was a really good one. Again, like, I didn't want to jinx it, but, like, when they actually somehow managed to make Diaz as good as it was, I was like, oh, man. Are they finally listening? Are they finally going to start moving away from NPCs and having the actual other characters be more involved if they need other people involved? And yeah, sure enough, we had, a decent number of people in this one. Live stream chat! My time has come. Alrighty. More parallels with the Star Realm Marth. I was gonna say, yeah, it's interesting that they did something like this right when given the plot in Space China right now. I wonder if, the good doctor is gonna make an appearance over there. Ah, wait, they already have Otto. It's gonna be Otto who did it. Oh no, I switched to Kave. You're not Otto. You wish you were Otto. Loser. But yeah, that was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that. It was neat. Makes me less mad that he was such a bitch coming home. And saddled me with an extra copy of his zombie daughter before he would. But hey. It works out. Alright. I don't even know for sure what's after this, but for the purpose of YouTube and breaking stuff up, thank you all very much for watching. Special thanks to Fusion, Ninja, Go-Kart tier patrons, Vroom Vroom. If you want to help support Baizhu finally paying his child support, check out links in the description. Love you guys. Bye-bye.